Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Tycoon Online. Yesterday I made an episode where I made like 10, 15 routes. But unfortunately, during the recording of said episode, my phone ran out of space and it died. So did the recording. Anyways, on another note, despite the fact that we lost a recording yesterday, we are making very good progress in terms of profit. As you can see, it's just going up and up and up. Obviously, it's not going up as fast as I feel like I usually would be going up. I mean, the number one guy is pulling away from me quite significant way, um, which is kind of interesting. But given that I usually join in like 1980, and I still usually manage to get catch up, I think we'll make a comeback soon enough. Um, in the meantime, I kind of want to talk about, and I'm probably repeating this a few times, just a few factors which help route effectiveness. Um, and yeah, if we take a look at my routes here and we sort them by aircraft, we can see every single aircraft, roughly speaking, is at 100% load factor and is making about 4K per turn, maybe slightly less for slightly worse setup routes. And there's really only a few secrets to this, but each one is really important in its execution. And the first one is making sure that your route is big enough. So London is a huge city already. Almost any route I pick to London, even if the business and tour numbers are really bad, like 144, 108, not typically a good route, when you connect it to a city like London, which when you add the business tour numbers is almost 1,000, or is over 1,000, you don't have a really big problem with load factors regardless. So basically, no matter what I do, this route will be really profitable, like any route I'm making. I have to find really small cities like London before the profitability begins to go down. And the size of the cities that you will need will be based on the size of your hub. In general, I like to say for a plane which is 200 seats approximately, so like a has a maximum London to anything would work. But there's kind of an exception to this. If one city is significantly larger than the other, it doesn't really work. I think the other city has to have at least some base size around 250 points of business and tour combined, like Tampico, for this to really kind of ring true. And if you make it a stopover, you can make it 100 points of business and tour combined smaller. And if you make it direct, you probably need about 50 or so points higher than the numbers I gave. So, as an example, Oklahoma City to Paris would probably not be the best route to fly directly. But if you opened it as a stopover route, then all of a sudden it would quite easily be full. Um, and yeah, so with that in mind, make sure you pick cities which are big enough. One of my fellow players here is based in Karachi. He has made just about every good route to Karachi, and even good routes struggle to maintain 100% load factor on minimum seating planes. Unless you're really like finding some of the best routes to Karachi, but like it's just a limitation of the hub. In reality, the way you want to make your routes is just um, to the largest cities available. These are the best hubs. In a lot of sense, you'd rather have a large city, um, More on route profitability. Another important factor for route profitability is simply satisfaction. If your satisfaction level ever drops for whatever reason, especially to around 30%, um, then your load factors will struggle to outcome any routes when the load factor is around 50%. But if you do, be very, very careful because this is when your load factors will start to tumble. Um, and really, really quickly. What are the reasons for low satisfaction? Well, one of them is airport overcrowding. If you don't have enough counters and you don't have enough offices, your load factors are going to tumble. So this is why every single time I'm about to schedule a route on the main hub, at least near the beginning of the game, later on in the game it becomes too much work to check all your hubs. But I always request more counters and more offices. This way, when the routes kind of expand and become more popular, um, then I'll still have plenty of space, and even though I'm sleeping or whatever, I won't be losing money to that. Another important thing I like to do is make sure that your service levels are always 100%, especially for any route greater than, say, 1,000 kilometers. It's always worth having a 100% kind of satisfied customer experience. So, like in service satisfaction here, should always be at 100%. There's no reason to not do it. The cost is not very large compared to the cost of the flight. Um, and here's actually a perfect example of what I mean by low satisfaction skills. So, DC-11 is playing with really low satisfaction. It's only 29% satisfaction. And what that means is, as you can see, even though London to Memphis should be a fantastic route, the route is not even full. And that penalty is purely due to the fact that plane is not satisfying. And how do I solve this? Well, right now I got no money, so I can't solve it. But what you would normally do is you would either buy a higher satisfaction plane in the first place, which is the best strategy, or you can go to do cabin renovation. Cabin renovations are really expensive. So they're not recommended near the beginning of the game. Just take a little hit in profit margin and replace them with higher and higher satisfaction plane models. The best model will be the 747 early on, and then later on we get plenty of high satisfaction models from Airbus and Boeing alike. Anyways, with that in mind, I'm going to be back when these aircraft delivered. Alrighty, it looks like most of our planes have arrived, so it is time to basically start scheduling away. Oh wow, somebody made a route like that to London. I'm decently surprised. Normally, once you get to a certain level of smallness of city, I seem to be the only one who's like actively trying to make routes to those small cities. But very occasionally, you get another good player. Um, no, I'm not gonna set the prices. I'll set the prices with the automatic price setting thing later on. So I'll show you guys taken to London yet, and I have bought slots in my house, so I won't be able to do this actually. Cape Town's a bit too far, unfortunately, so we cannot make Cape Town realistic. We're making like Bangalore from London, and it's not far enough. That would have been a sick route. I was like, hesitate when I say that, Reykjavik, because it's so hard to say correctly, especially when you're like me and can barely pronounce shit, which is easier for me to pronounce. Um, Anyways, it doesn't appear like there's any great stopover options with this, which is good. And later on, we'll upgrade this to a large aircraft, 747, as we usually do. I can't wait for the A380 either, but that's 2005. That's like 40 days away. Not quite 40 days, but what was that, 38 days? I don't know. I don't want to do math on camera, but like, is it 2005? Could be 2007. I couldn't even remember when the A380 came out. All I know is that I'm sad that I never got to use this aircraft. Some airlines, like Qantas, are preserving their A380, with the expectation that they'll eventually be useful and back in enable most people to travel where they might not have been able to do before. And me, for example, I live in Canada, and Canada has only one or two really low-cost airlines, and they're so small in scale that they usually don't offer the kind of places you'd actually want to go. Like, there's a few routes here like Abbotsford, which is a city near Vancouver, to like Edmonton and Calgary, but and Winnipeg and that kind of place. But like, why would you really? Sorry to Winnipeg and Calgary, but why would you really want to travel there? I don't really know. I mean, only if you had business, basically. You wouldn't really go there for vacation, or if you didn't have relatives or something like that. So, with that in mind, yeah, I'm pretty sad that we have no true low-cost carriers because, like, in Europe, you guys have Ryanair, all right, and you guys make fun of it, rough landings, haha, whatever. But you guys have the ability to travel almost anywhere in Europe for like a 20. You know what I'm saying? Like 20 euros is like 40 dollars, but that is still absolutely amazing. I mean, we don't have anything close to that in North America. Like Southwest, decent, and they got like Spirit and whatever, but those of course don't affect Canada at all. So what do Canadians have? I mean, we have Swoop, and they fly to terrible destinations in general. So like I'm not sure. Yeah, we don't really have the best low cost travel options at the moment. Some of the prices are what they do, and I'm kind of sad about that. Anyways, with that in mind, I think there's a few more slots, but this is what I was talking about last night. The prices just go because of 0% load factor based on default fare, 130%. And this way, I only have to set the price once for all my routes instead of like every single route. And as you can see, these routes are set to price 1.3 now, which is exactly what we wanted to do. Anyways, with that in mind, is that Johannesburg? Perfect. Now, we're out of slots in London, obviously. So what you do when you run out of slots is just cancel your nearest route. So in this case, this is Paris to London. I really don't care if this route makes money or not. It was just to hit a passenger breakpoint and give me some more money to buy some more aircraft. That's the only reason why I made this route, and also to unlock Paris as a potential next hub. But why game stop? Yeah, I don't know why it got stuck. Yeah, it was only really Paris as a potential hub, but obviously it looks like I'm not going to use Paris as a hub, so we can go ahead and skip that. That's this route. Actually, Johannesburg, which is perfect location to stop over to Northern Europe. Let's see, Oslo. Yeah, yeah, 3 days not 5 schedules per week, which is absolutely perfect. This is exactly what we want to do. Stopover routes, guys. If you couldn't tell, every single one of my routes is stopover. And also, it lets you make more money. Sorry for the interruption there, but what was I saying? Oh yeah. One of the other ways it helps you make more money is it lets you make more money for the same aircraft. And the way it does that, not because like it helps you get higher load factors. You can get 100% load factor even stop point to point route also. But what it does, it lets you take advantage of range breakpoints. What do I mean by this? If I fly a direct route, well, I get as many schedules as I'm gonna get. But if I fly a stopover route, let's see if I can find an example of this. It's actually not too easy. But if we take Kansas to London, and then London to any city around here, we can see I get 4 schedules per week. Alright? There's going to be some range. To 5 schedules per week. And at this breakpoint, the closer you can get to this range where you jump from 4 to 5 schedules, or where you jump from 3 to 4 schedules. So if I go really, really far out, I'll get 3 schedules per week. There'll be some breakpoint where I hit 4. And at those breakpoints, you make more money for the same plane just because your plane is flying more hours in the same. You want your plane to be flying more hours, but you don't hit the breakpoint. drop down to 3 schedules, you have to fly really, 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 really far to there's not really any ones which are hovering around 3.5k or 3.4k, which is what a direct route is making. They're all making more because I make sure to make all of the routes pretty close to the 4 to 5 schedule per week breakpoint. And if I do fly 4 schedules per week, I fly as far as those 4 schedules can go. Um, at least I try to. Obviously, there's situations where you can't make it a route which is just the right length, and the profitability is not as high. But I mean, in general, if you make stopovers, even by accident, you're gonna hit really frequently, which is really nice. Another thing which I just noticed is world travel index is really, really high. I'm a big fan. I think 1,200 in 1967. I feel like that's really good. I'm not sure though, because I haven't played this game for a while. But I've played games in like the 80s with 3,000 World Traveler Index, and then the ones that are spread out among all the cities and all the cities. I really love big World Traveler Index. You can use fewer large aircraft to make the same amount of money instead of like keeping it small aircraft to try and make some money, which takes forever, as you guys know. So with that in mind, we've made a lot of routes now. That's a lot. This is a lot of routes. Um, Now eventually, we're gonna have even more. We're gonna have thousands and thousands and thousands of routes. I'd probably say I want to end up with about 1,000 aircraft, 2,000 routes, something like that. Because that's the airline, which I can play for about 30 minutes every day, um, and maintain the airline basically. So replace my plane, put in the orders and that kind of stuff. Yeah, that can be done in 30 minutes. Then I'll call that a reasonably manageable airline. And that's kind of my goal. So yeah, with that in mind, that's all we have for this episode. One thing I wanted to mention, guys, is right now I'm sitting at 10th, which is actually perfect because we're only a few years out from 1970, which is when alliances are opened. So anybody in the top 10, so that's Emirates, right? If you want to make an alliance, then I can join your alliance because what I'm gonna do is right now I'm 10th. I can't join an alliance, but once I start leasing 747s, my value is actually going to plummet. Um, because all my money is going to be spent on lease down payments, which don't contribute to your value. So that will drop me below top 10 temporarily. And then we'll all be able to join, hopefully, one alliance. So I'm trying to remember who all you guys are. So the Emirates was a subscriber. Um, No Name Airline was a subscriber. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? I think Alpha Friends. Yeah, he's probably a subscriber based in Karachi, I think. I think where's this guy? There's another guy like Simon, and he was based somewhere. I'm not sure if he's still here. Oh, Simon Air. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, you're 20th, so you're likely going to be able to join the alliance too. And then Emirates will probably be the alliance leader, and then we can all join up. And that would be awesome. So that way, like, we could even arrange code share sharing. So what code shares are very useful for is basically code shares usually can be a pretty one-way agreement. Like one person will benefit more than the other, and I don't think that's really fair. But what you can do when we're in alliance and we have decent communication, hopefully, is we can share one for one. So if I share you a 747 stopover route, you'll share me one, and we'll try and make sure the routes that we share are about the same load factor. And this way, we just gain 10% profit for no reason. For routes which aren't full. There's no point code sharing a route if it's full whatsoever. Like if the occupancy is 100, don't code share a route. There's no reason to. It's not gonna get more. It's not gonna go to 110%. Um, but if a route isn't quite full, code share it, and then we can boost the load factor a little bit, and that's gonna be really fun. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.